Today's video is brought to you by me, Jeff Hicks, and my new book, Tits and Art. Tits and Art, or TNA, is my new annual project. It's a big 11 by 17 full-color book busting out with beautiful women and beautiful art. Sign-ups are live now, and it's only live for 30 days, guaranteed delivery by Christmas. Sign up today, link in the description below.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Andor dropped its 6th episode today, and finally something happened. But was it good? So for the last 5 episodes, we've been building towards this. Cassian Andor and this strike team attacking an Imperial base. Well, it finally happened, but I can't believe how pointless it all feels, because we've spent the last few episodes getting to know these characters. Cassian Andor speaks with each individual, he gets to learn a little bit, the audience gets to learn a little bit about each of them, and then they all fucking die. They all die in such an unsatisfactory way after episodes of build, and the writers don't even spend enough time showcasing their deaths to make you feel anything. It's always a race to the finish, but you can at least care for 1 to 2 seconds. I guess not with Andor. No, they're all dead. Hell, you didn't even have to like these characters, but it makes no sense to spend all this time with them just for them to fucking die. It's kind of like Rogue One. You spend this time with these characters, and poof, you die. What is Disney's obsession with just killing off people willy-nilly? Hey, we don't know what to do with you? You're dead, you're dead. Or they kill off the characters for stakes, but they didn't do it in a very interesting or stake-heavy way. For example, the one guy that was the leader of the team, he gets shot running to the ship. They barely show it. They show it from a weird angle, he just kind of falls over. No epic death, no heroic finale, just... Then you get the traitorous captain. You think he's going to have to pay for his Imperial crimes and it was going to be interesting? Nope, he gets shot and falls down. The guy he betrays, the one that wants to get revenge and swear that he's going to make him pay for betraying the Empire, he randomly has a heart attack and falls down. They should have named this episode the Domino Effect, because once one person fell, they all kept falling down. It's like the London Bridge of episodes. The only ones to survive were the fair ladies. Well, they're not that fair, to be honest. But I digress. Visually, this was another interesting episode, but the visuals weren't enough to make this episode feel satisfying. If this is what I'm going to get from Andor moving on, a slow build to nothing, I don't think I can watch this show much longer. Was this a terrible episode? No. Was it a good episode? It was an episode. That's the best description I can give. Because technically, the most stuff happened. This is the one that people have been waiting for. The big gun battle, the big fight, the theft, the escape, the heist. But it was anticlimactic. It's more like Ocean's 8 than Ocean's 11. The dumb characters survive, the interesting ones get killed. And hold on, let me tell you how dumb some of these deaths are. The character Arvel Skeen was shown to be a hard-ass. He and Andor kept butting heads throughout the build to this epic conclusion, this heist. But they run the heist, they do it together, and then they just sit outside of a tent, and the guy's like, we should take the money, we should run. You get 30 mil, I'll take my 30 mil, I'll forget about you. What does Andor do? He shoots him. And then he walks over to the lady and goes, he's a traitor, he was going to betray you, give me my money now. This scene made me roll my eyes because it shows you how they're going to try to prolong this. The character arc of Cassian Andor has to be so long and grandiose. He has to be a really bad guy, then a rebel. We have to watch Stellan Skarsgård's character lose faith and hope in him before he can become this great rebel icon. It's tiresome, it's frustrating. Look, Cassian Andor was the sugar packet of the Star Wars universe. Bland, samey, you can find it anywhere. Very generic. So when he acts like this, it just makes him more generic, less interesting, and, well, again, while a lot happened in this episode, just because stuff happened didn't mean it was good stuff. Lucasfilm took this and just kind of threw everything into a blender, and once they realized instead of a ninja blender, they're working with a Bassomatic, well, the result is just a chunky, crappy, ugly gray mess full of fish bones and pieces of Dan Aykroyd's mustache. If you don't understand that reference, you're a lot younger than me, and that came out decades before I was even born, but I digress. Andor is going to be a difficult show to want to continue watch moving forward because, well, I'm disappointed. I was very positive, I was very open-minded to this show, and that was it. I'm not even that compelled to know what happens next because where we left the character wasn't that interesting. The social-political climate of the Galactic Empire and the formation of the Rebel Alliance is interesting, can be interesting, if well executed. And up until tonight's episode, things were fairly well executed in terms of building, plot, pacing. I was there. Today's episode, no. And this is on top of 2 guaranteed seasons. And I hope they figure out a better way for the formula, because this whole jumbled mess of long exposition and light action isn't going to work. This is Star Wars. The formula has to be a little more balanced. I don't understand how Disney doesn't figure that out. The movies, they went too far on the nostalgia, they went too far on the set pieces, they went too far in, well, every way that was bad. In this show, they're being more conservative and reserved, and I like that, but now's the time to show what's up. If this is the level of entertainment you're going to deliver with Andor, I think you're going to just basically give the world the greatest cure for insomnia. If the character of Cassian Andor is a blank, bland sugar packet, then the show Andor is an Ambien. If you watch this show when it drops at midnight, it is guaranteed to put you to sleep before the end of the episode. And folks, I strongly suggest you don't watch Andor while you operate heavy machinery, or any other task that requires you to stay awake, because Andor is the cure for insomnia. The last 5 episodes, this channel has been very patient. Well, entertainment is show me. Show me something. What did they show me this week? Olympic heist, a decent escape, and characters that died for very little reason. When you kill off a character for the emotional shock, make sure you have an emotional shock. 3 of the crew died in this episode. 1 death was forgettable, 1 death was pointless, and the other death, while a surprise, well, it kind of falls in the pointless camp, but I don't want to be as redundant as this episode. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this episode 5 snores, because 5 minutes in, your ass is going to be snoring. So after that, what did you think of this week's Andor? Here are 3 questions for you this week. 1, did you like the episode? 2, did you like the pacing? 3, are you disappointed that these characters died for very little reason? Again, you gotta kill a character to raise the stakes, but I never really felt that the stakes were ever elevated at any point. This whole subplot of Stellan Skarsgård believing in Cassian Andor isn't exciting enough to get me to care. Flat out. Sorry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know we at World Class Bullshitters love to entertain and love to give the audience something they cannot get anywhere else. So, folks, we're going to give you an early review of Andor. No one else has it. No media outlet. Disney themselves hasn't even seen it. We have some future Star Wars content. We've seen Episode 6, and here's my review of the episode right now. Oh, it's over. So, folks, thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.